What's the deal, YouTube? Makaija here. I'm bringing to you just a few thoughts of my own. As I always do, I always make sure that you understand where I'm coming from, how I see things, and what I plan to do with them. So, where I'm coming from today is a place of understanding, a place of being accepting of this life and for what it truly is. Again, I was listening to my boy Arash. Zafar D. Bazaar. This guy is amazing, incredible individual. He challenges your thoughts, he challenges your assumptions, your presumptions, and the way that you see things. Perspective is everything in this life. Can we not all agree on that? Just take a second. Just take one quick second. I'm actually going to freaking Google it for us right now. Perception. Perception, the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. One definition. The state of being or process of becoming aware of something through the senses. So there's multiple different ways of perception. Now, senses: seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting. Now, if I were to look up a list of perception, there are so many more that we disregard. Oh man, it's only bringing me freaking episode of some show called Perception. A list of perceptions. List of perceptions. And you guys are gonna get the raw me. I'm just gonna make these freaking videos because this is all I know how to do. I know how to hear information. I know how to bring it in. I know how to put it back out. So this is the best way. I know how to do it. I'm learning as I go. I appreciate you sticking along for the ride as well. And if you're watching this, I promise you, give me time. All I need is time in this world. I have God on my side. I have myself on my side. I have people that love me on my side, and that's all I need to succeed in this world. So give me that. You don't have to give it to me at all, actually. But if you stick with me, I promise you, in years' time, you'll be glad that you met the Makaija today, that you'll see then, and you'll see the humongous difference, and you'll see that I'm not fucking around. I mean what I say. I mean what I say, and that I am going to make an impact in this world. This world is going to be impacted immensely by Makaija Kisi. It's already been impacted. The continuation of it, it's just going to fathom me, you, and everyone in this freaking world. Just watch. And the confidence and the cockiness comes from being a human being, because we all have the same exact potential. It's just a matter of perception, which I'm going to teach you right now. All right, so it's not going to give me what I want. I forget where I found the information the first time. My apologies on that. But perception, there's more than just those perceptions, right? The perception of the brain, how the brain interprets things, that is up to you. That's up to the creator of the mind, the creator of the thoughts, and the creator of the actions, right? You yourself are the master of your perception. If you see one thing, you get a certain thought about it, you get a certain idea about it, and then someone else brings it to you a totally different way, that in its own is perception. Two different perceptions coming together and being able to hopefully form one out of the two. And we are creatures of habit. We subscribed ourselves to this perception, and we continue to, right? We continue to either accept our perception for what it is, neglect our perception and don't even realize that it is one at all, or we just take in everything else's perceptions. We don't think for ourselves. So the first one, which is being aware of the perception, you have subscribed yourself to a perception of who you are, how you see the world, and everything that revolves around your life. You have a perception of it. What if I were to say that you were absolutely incorrect about your perception? What if I were to tell you that? You would not like me very much, right? You're not going to like the type of person I am. My point being, why don't you be the challenger of your own perception before someone else like me comes along and tells you that you're fucking wrong? You challenge your own perception. Think about the things that you want to think about, the way you want to think about them, and then challenge that. Be like, wait, Where did that come from? How did that even get into my mind? How did that become my ultimate? How did that become a part of me in the first place? When you begin to dissect these things, your life becomes your life. When you begin to dissect these things, you realize you've been living someone else's, a compilation, actually. Let me be completely vague and 100% accurate about this. You have become a product of your environment's perception perceived by your brain and put out into the world. Your brain is not your brain, and you need to take back your power. You need to take your brain back. It's not yours right now. It's not yours. My mind isn't my mind. I'm still decompressing. Things about my brain that I now am just starting to realize have been placed there, have been acuities, right? And I will look up that word for you right now. Sometimes words come out of my mouth. I don't know exactly what they mean. But then when I look it up, sometimes it means what I say and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. Acuity is a sharpness or keenness of thought, vision, or hearing. Interesting. Intellectual acuity. So it's kind of like being able to think and what keen. Let's look up keen. I just gotta do this. Like I said at the beginning, you guys are gonna get a peek into the way that my brain works. Keen, highly developed, a sense. So having or showing great perception or insight. Look at that. Did you see that? Did you see that? How this word just came out of my mouth, and it just so happened to have something to do with what the hell we're talking about. Amazing, incredible. And then therein lies even more power that you have, as long as you just do the fucking things that make you feel like you're you. Don't listen, don't care about what other people think. This is something, oh my God, man. There's no magic wand for it. It takes time, it takes effort, it just takes pure commitment to stop thinking about what other people fucking think. Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard. And it's okay to admit that things are hard. And I think that's another place to start too. You're going to have to think about the shit that is hard, and you're going to have to say, this is difficult. The moment you say that, as my man BC says, vulnerability promotes and shows and expresses and harnesses strength. If you have the ability to say, you can't comprehend how you're going to do something, or that something is just so fucking hard, you have to be able to admit that. Because if you don't, you're lying to yourself. And if you don't, you're becoming the slave of something instead of the cause of something. Man, I'm just shooting off the hip, but perception is everything, you guys and girls, women, men, creatures of all this fucking world. Anything that can understand the words that I'm saying, the vibration that's coming from my heart, through my throat, through my mouth, into your ears. Anything that can understand what I'm saying, I fucking hope you get it. I pray that everything in this world starts to make more sense to you, and then less sense at the same time. Gaining this understanding of where life heads, for you in particular, this isn't for everyone, this is for the individual. Where your life heads is up to your perception of how you see it. For so long, I'm admitting something again. I'm admitting this. This is a vulnerability. It's a vulnerability of mine. When I was a kid, and when I was growing up in high school, I was not confident. I was not honest. I was not true. I was inconsiderate. I was unfaithful to those that I loved the most. And I am not proud of that, right? However, going through those things, having that sort of mentality of just pure negativity and just misunderstanding, right? And lack of perception of this fucking world, I can be and speak and I just am who I am today simply because of those things. Simply because of those things. Had I not been that person, I would not be able to be as kind as I am today. I feel. Had I not been that person, I wouldn't be able to show, improve, and understand just how much those items I listed that I was, just how much of the world is just like that. Except it's not in the same way. It's not put out there the same way. However, it is a sense of the same being. So while that was who I am, that was who I was, excuse me, those things, even though it was 10 years ago, 10, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, fucking 2 years ago, it's not that it's gone away. It hasn't even gone away entirely. Of course, that way of being for me has gone away, but that perception of myself is still here. I still feel sometimes, and I have those same reactions. I have those same, it's a reaction based thing. I have that same subconscious where like I feel like I'm doing something wrong even though I know I'm not, right? Because it's been pushed down so far, and I've created that identity out of myself based on my perception, and I'm changing that. That is changing. That is not going to be the same way as it was. It's done. It's done. Now, when I said that it was done 3-4 years ago, June of 2015, that's when it ended. That part of me, June of 2015. And ever since then, it's been nothing but making changes and acquiring a sense of self and perception that I once thought was impossible. And that only, and going back on this and just having this conversation with you, it truly is giving me more appreciation and more humbleness than I could ever even imagine. I couldn't be this way without having first been that way. Just like Arash had said in the same video I mentioned before, he said, you know, for those of you who are broke, I fucking pray that when you get rich, you know, I'm happy that you're broke, because when you get the money that you want, when you reap the reward out of listening and taking action, you will appreciate it 100 times more. And that's exactly what I feel right now, except money has nothing to do with it. It all has to do with my mindset. It all has to do with my future, my current. I'm staying current. I'm staying in the now. I'm not thinking about what was then, what's in the future, what's to come. Thinking about now. My current is my everything, and I thank you all for listening. I know it's been about 14 minutes or so, and I'm sure that you gained something out of it. Change your perception, you change your fucking life. It's not a one quick fix. And when I used to hear that, I'm like, fuck that. Yeah, it is. It can be quick. I'm still here learning the same things. And it's not that I'm learning the same things. I'm learning the same concepts, just in a different perception now that I was learning a year ago. And I bet you that with this new grown understanding, along with being sober as well, because I was an alcoholic, I was a drunk. And I'm only 25 years old, but I'm here admitting that to you so that in case you have a certain addiction or something that you are struggling with, you can hit me up, man. I've come from different walks of life. Everything's just fucking up. That's life though. But I come from a very wealthy family, a family of people who love me, and in regards to being who I was, it didn't match up, right? So I'm just saying this right now because I know the feeling of not being something that you believe in, and I'm hoping that you get from this that you need to be who the fuck you are, and not what something and someone in a collective mind has put into your brain to be, a way to act, a way to feel, and a way to think. If you feel like fucking crying, fucking cry. If you feel like fucking laughing, fucking laugh. If you feel like dancing in the middle of the grocery store, fucking dance. Live your life. Fuck what anyone else has to say. That's the truth. I know you know it's the truth. I love you so much. I hope you can feel the love that's coming from my heart, my soul, and the one up high. Love you so much. And I'll see y'all guys on the next one. I know that these are going to start gaining more traction because they're raw, they're fucking real. And I'm not lying to you about shit, you know. And again, if you're having a problem with any type of addiction, please give me a call. Hit me up. I got all, like I said, I come from all types of different walks of life. Even though I came from a wealthy family, I come from all different types of walks of life. Because I put myself through those things. So hit me up. I know, you know, that it's hard, but I'm here for you, man. Hit me up.